Alright, might as well get started here. So, I was in Limsa because we were going to do the level 45 and 50 Summoner quests. However, new event just dropped, Little Ladies Day. So, I'm going to actually go to Ul'dah as a little side activity. So, we'll just go to the airship landing. And I'm going to take the free path to Ul'dah. This is only available for Ul'dah. Go to the gold saucer. And then to Ul'dah, and it's free. 0 gil. So Kit is going to become a little lady. This is kind of a cute quest. I think so anyways. And you get a really cute reward. So, go here and talk to the Royal Seneschal. Begging your pardons, good madam, but you are an adventurer, are you not? If so, I should be much obliged for your kind assistance. I am the Royal Seneschal, and it is my honor to oversee Little Ladies' Day. In case you are unfamiliar, the festival celebrates all the maidens of the realm, and my duty is to see that each and every lady is treated as a princess. For this year's celebration, we are planning to distribute replicas of an antique folding fan to participants. Wishing to learn more about said fan, Miss Alditha, is it Alditha? Aldiatha, a scion of House Thorn, has taken it upon herself to investigate its origins. Alas, she had ever a frail constitution and is feeling unwell. For now she rests at my assistance, but passionate as she is about the celebration, I worry that she won't stay put. Thus, I would turn to you for help, in order to take the burden off my lady, who is also a treasured princess this day. Might it prevail upon you to assist with her investigation? Certainly. I am truly grateful. Now, Miss Aldiatha should be resting on a bench in the gold court, so pray seek her out there. I leave her in your capable hands. Alright. I get to be a princess today too, though, right? Right? They can't, I mean, they could confirm your character's gender and say something about that, but usually these quests don't do that, so they're just like, whether you are male or female, please go do this. And yes, Aldiatha. Oh, my apologies. I didn't notice you there. Pardon me, but I do not believe we've met. Is there something you require? Oh, so the Royal Seneschal sent you. Well, I would be lying if I said I didn't need the help. I'm in a worse way than I had realized. I'm supposed to meet with 2 people as part of my investigation, but loath as I am to admit it, I'm in no condition to be up and about. As you may already know, I'm investigating the origins of an antique folding fan, the very one beside me, which I found in the Thorn Manor one day. Curious about the design, which is unseen in Ul'dah, I turned to the history books and discovered that it is of a style used in the palace during the Thorn dynasty. Further research revealed that Princess Edvia, my ancestor who gave rise to Little Ladies' Day, once used such a fan in a dance she performed at a royal soiree. It is very beautiful by all accounts, and I should have liked to see it. Inspired by this discovery, I consulted the Royal Seneschal, and it was decided that we should make replicas of the fan as gifts for this year's celebration. However, when we showed the fan to the artisan we hired, he declared that, while undeniably designed in the Thorn style, it was crafted more recently, no more than a few decades ago at most. Oh. This led me to wonder, who had this fan made and why? With my mother no longer with us, I went and asked my father, but he claimed to know nothing about it and said no more. Though he married into the family, he is the present head of House Thorn. If even he does not know, then I have to seek answers elsewhere. Additionally, if we learned how the fan was used during Princess Advea's time, I thought that we could share the knowledge during the celebration. Thus did I arrange to meet with people who are versed in the history of our family. As I am now, however, I can scarcely stand without feeling faint. I'm sorry to impose, but might I trouble you to attend the appointments in my stead? Why, of course. I'm in your debt. Now you will want to take the fan with you. I'll put it away in my bag of unending pockets. Please show it when you meet the individuals in question. One is a reporter from the Mithril Eye who will be at the Azeneth Ossuary, and the other one is a historian who will be at the Quicksand. Yes, the Azeneth Ossuary is the Thaumaturge Guild. So I've done this quest on a few alts, so I kind of know the optimal paths to take. I'm just going to go to the Quicksand first. And then we'll go to the Thaumaturge Guild. So the Quicksand is right over here. And here's the Grizzled Historian. Can I help you with something? I'm supposed to meet someone here, but she appears to be late. Here, have this fan. Ah, so you've come on Miss Aldiatha's behalf. And this is the fan she wished me to inspect. Indeed, it is of a style hailing from the Thorn dynasty. It is said that Princess Advea carried such a fan when she attended functions. In these days it was considered meet for noblewomen to cover their faces, to which end they carried folding fans on their person. But as the legends of the Lost Lady would attest, Princess Advea didn't concern herself with social norms, and at a royal soiree, far from using her fan to cover her face, she used it to perform an impromptu dance. The Sultan and his retinue of seneschals looked on in aghast, but the guests were captivated by her performance and erupted into rapturous applause when she finished. That dance came to be known as the Little Lady's Dance, and it is said to have been passed down through the women of House Thorn. The fan you hold, I expect, was crafted for that very purpose. Curious, though, as a daughter of House Thorn, it seems to me that Miss Aldiatha should be aware of this legacy. In any case, I hope I was able to be of some help to her. Pray pass along my regards. Alright, fella. Very helpful. So the fan was used in a dance. Okay, so the quickest way to get to the Thaumaturge Guild is to use the Aethernet, which is right outside this door, and just over here. And the Thaumaturge Guild is here. Where could Aldiatha be? Can I help you? This fan. Aldiatha sent you, I take it. Very well. Then I'll tell you what I know. When Aldiatha reached out about an antique fan she found, I was instantly reminded of a similar one that I saw long ago. By her description alone, I couldn't be certain, but to see it here and now, there's no doubt in my mind. This fan once belonged to Aldiatha's mother, Claudia. She was still half a girl at the time, 15 summers old perhaps, when I interviewed her for a Little Ladies' Day article. That day she had this very fan with her. She was out of sorts, though, and begged to sit down and rest. As tired as she looked, I decided to cut the interview short, and ended up writing about something else. I must say, I find it a little strange that Aldiatha should ask me about the fan. It belonged to her mother, after all. Surely she would know about it. Well, her father's not saying shit. Okay. So we gotta go back to Aldeatha. So, quickest way is to go to the Gladiators Guild. And then just up these stairs. And Aldeatha's right here. Ah, you are returned. Thank you for attending the appointments in my stead. So did you learn aught of interest? What? The fan was my mother's? And it was used to perform the Little Ladies' Dance, a dance passed down through the women of our line? Forgive me, but I'm not sure what to think. I never knew about any of this. About neither the fan nor the dance. Why didn't my mother share the tradition with me? Perhaps she didn't have the chance. Yes, I feel that is the only plausible explanation. My mother succumbed to illness when I was little. Even if she had wished to pass on the tradition, she never had the chance to do so. Be that as it may, my father must have known something. I know that not why he claimed otherwise and feigned ignorance about the fan, nor do I expect that he would willingly talk. Still, I want to know about the dance and about my mother. I'm sorry to impose yet again, adventurer, but won't you help me find the answers? Yes. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Now then, if my mother appeared at Little Ladies' Day with her fan, it seems likely that she performed the dance there. On that assumption, I propose we look for those who knew my mother around when she was involved in the festival. For this, wealthy middle-aged folk seems a likely place to start. Chances are they at least crossed paths with her in social circles. To that end, could you please try approaching affluent-looking individuals at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange and Eschatam's Aesthetics? I shall await you here. Okay. So we're just gonna go down here. Go up to Eschatam's Aesthetics. And here's a willowy noblewoman. What's that? Do I know Claudia Thorne and the dance she used to perform? May I ask who is asking? Goodness to me! To think Aldeatha had no idea. I was good friends with her mother, I'm proud to say, and would be glad to share what I know. She was quite frail, was Claudia, and constantly took ill. As a result, she seldom attended social functions and certainly never performed the little ladies' dance in them. She did, however, show it to me in private, and I consider myself blessed. It was so beautiful, I begged to learn it from her. She kindly taught me, and she would have dearly loved to teach Aldeatha too, I'm sure. It breaks my heart that she never had the chance. But if Aldeatha is keen to learn the dance, nothing would please me more than to teach it, a poor substitute though I may be for her mother. She awaits at the Gold Court, yes? I shall go and find her there at once. Well, that was fruitful. Luckily, we seemed to pick the exact individual who would have helped us with that. Now let's go to the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Oh, there's a quest here. What quest are you? Oh, that's Cutter's Cry. I'm gonna just leave it alone. Don't need Cutter's Cry. A thorn woman who once danced at the festival? I'm afraid I'm not familiar. Little Ladies' Day has always been a common folks' festival, after all. If anyone were to know, I dare say it would be the head of the Thorn family. 'Tis under their auspices that the celebration takes place. Yeah, well, he ain't talking. But who is this? Where in the world did she disappear to? What? Did I ever see the dance performed by Claudia Thorne? As it happened, yes. Yes, I did. It was during a Little Ladies' Day celebration many years ago. Claudia was participating for the first time, and I had the honor of being her guide. By way of thanks for my company, she showed me the dance. Flourishing her fan, she moved with such majestic grace I was left utterly transfixed. A dance so lovely it should be seen by all. Won't you perform it on stage at the festival? I suggested. And to my delight, she agreed with a smile. But no sooner did she finish enrapturing the crowds than she retreated out of sight and all but collapsed to the ground. It was then that I learned of her frail constitution. Though I hadn't been aware, I felt no less terrible for making her overexert herself. I apologized profusely, begging her not to push herself ever again, and the sad look on her face when she nodded is something I've not forgotten to this day. But look at me prattle on to a complete stranger. My apologies. Now then, I was in the midst of looking for someone, so I shall excuse myself. Oh, hello, just Peachy. In the middle of this Little Ladies' Day quest. Alright, we gotta go back and talk to Aldiatha. So back to the Gladiators Guild. And up the stairs. Hello, Miss Aldiatha. Oh, there you are. A woman was just here now. She told me she was a friend of my mother's and kindly taught me how to perform the little ladies' dance. It's as beautiful as I imagined it would be, and I cannot thank you enough for finding this person. Now then, were you able to learn aught from anyone else? Why, yes, there was this man who was quite knowledgeable. Coincidence, I'm sure. So my mother once performed the dance before a crowd, but the exertion was too much for her. From what I've now seen, the movements may indeed be trying for those of poor health. Those such as myself. Thus did my father choose to keep the dance a secret from me, out of concern for my well-being. Or so I speculate, at any rate. Lady Aldiatha, thank heavens I found you. Rudolph, well, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? Begging your pardons, my lady, but you had disappeared from the manor without a word. Both your father and I have been worried sick. But all is well that ends well, and it seems you were on hand for the young mistress. As her seneschal, allow me to express my heartfelt gratitude. Thank you, kind stranger, for looking after this lady. I'm sure you had nothing but the best intentions. Then again, I'm kind of harmless looking. Now then, my lady, even as we speak, your father searches for you in the city. If you feel strong enough, let us seek him out together. I would set his mind at ease. Yes, of course. Thanks to you, I've discovered things I never knew about my family, and I would have you at my side when I meet with my father. Will you come with me? Yes, I will. Thank you. Your presence will give me the courage to seek the truth. Master Fortin should be somewhere in the Ruby Road Exchange. Please follow me. Alright, just one more cutscene and then this event is done. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Hello, Fortin. Aha! You're the woman from earlier. I should have guessed you were the one who aided my daughter. Haha, the guy I talked to. See, Such a coincidence. We just happened to find the right people. I said what I said, not realizing you had come on her behest, but what's done is done. Now allow me to properly introduce myself. Fortin Thorn, head of the Thorn family, at your service. No more secrets, Father. Why did you hide the truth from me? I couldn't bring myself to tell you. Even as that fan and that dance hold fond memories of your mother, they are a painful reminder that she is gone. I couldn't bear to lose you as well, so please return the fan and forget about the dance. Father, I understand full well why you feel this way. Were I in your position, I would likely feel the same. But as much as I'm touched by your concern, I know everything now, about Mother, about the fan, and even the dance. Aw. Oh, you can see the family resemblance. Claudia! Lady Aldeatha, that was extraordinary. Where in the world did you learn how to dance so beautifully? An old friend of Mother's taught me. Despite all these years, she still remembered the entire dance, down to the smallest flourish. Mother brought you great joy when she danced for you that day. On coming to understand this, I knew that I wanted you to experience that joy again. Aldeatha. Like I once apologized to your mother, I must apologize to you now. I was wrong of me to hide the fan and dance from you, and I hope that you find it in your heart to forgive me. It is your desire to carry on the tradition, then I will not stand in your way. Thank you. But you know, Father, it is Little Lady's Day. Rather than an apology, is there not a more appropriate gesture for the occasion? Haha. As you say, my princess, as you say. I, Fortin Thorn, head of the Thorn family, do hereby pledge to serve as your royal seneschal. Your every wish is my command. Aww. So cute. Except perhaps when I judge that you are overexerting yourself. After all, your highness's well-being is my foremost priority. I shall bear that in mind. Without further ado, then, my first wish is to instruct festival staff in the Little Lady's Dance, that we may share it with all who participate in the festivities. If that is your wish, then it is mine as well. On this day, all ladies are princesses, and everyone should, by rights, inherit the dance passed down in our family. Yay! I have a gift for you, adventurer, as a token of my gratitude. It isn't much, but please accept these instructions for the dance, along with a replica of my mother's fan. Hooray! Now then, there's no time to waste. We must distribute these fans to as many people as possible, and share with them the history of the dance. This will be a Little Lady's Day to remember. Oh yes, it will. Hooray! Alright. And that's the event. And you get the dance, which I am going to use right away. And then we will try it out. So I believe it's... No. Ah. I couldn't remember the exact command. It's okay, we'll find it. Oh right, I have fist bump. That was a new one. Little Ladies Day Dance. So it is LA Dance. Okay. What a cute dance. The only regret I have is that it's not persistent. You do it once and then that's it. But there's more. If you do this event, don't forget to talk to the Royal Handmaiden. She has a couple more things for sale. A Decisions Orchestrion role. Oh yeah. If it was persistent, then it would be one of the best dances we have, I think, because it's really, really cute. Anyway, there's an orchestrion roll and there's a lovely Little Ladies Day advertisement that you can buy from her, so don't forget to do that. I don't know if this character will ever have a house, but we'll store this in the Chocobo saddlebag just in case. Oops, I can't see my Chocobo saddlebag because it's covered up by some of my streaming stuff. But let's use the orchestrion roll. Hooray! And I think it's this song, that's playing right now, that you just learned, so very exciting. It's not the greatest, but whatever. Let's return to Limsa Lominsa, because we're gonna get going with Austeries of Wind. Speaking of which, I should summon Carbuncle. Always good to have the Carbuncle summoned. And... oh, we're unattuned. I think I was there and I didn't quite go to the Aetheryte. Alright, so we'll start at Camp Bronze Lake and make our way up there. Yes. We're not going to use a free teleport. I'm going to save those for when the teleports are over 1,000 gil. And yes, they do get up that high. Okay. Hop on the motorcycle. And make our way up. So seeing as how we are level 54 and all these areas are like level 34 guys, nothing's gonna aggro us here. There might be a couple things in outer Lenosha that might aggro if we're close enough, but I don't think it'll be a big deal. Oh, but hey, you can kill these guys for the Grand Company. Come on. Roundsman. I don't want to waste Titan on him. There we go. See if there's any more roundsmen, because it looks like I needed 3 of them. Yep, there's one more. There we go. Perfect. Got some Kamiki seals out of that. Hooray! At some point I'm gonna need to have finished the company hunt logs, so. Alright, this time I won't forget. I'm going to stop and attune to the etherite. So that this doesn't happen again. And then we'll go find Ymitra. Honestly, I'm grateful for the bonus XP on this world because it's really nice to not have to worry about aggroing anything when you're running through this. Can just kind of run around like whatever. I think she's down here. Hey guys, how's it going? Oh, there she is. And she's an instance battle. Which is what we expected. Oh right, I forgot. Shall we begin? I assume that as this is your third such experience, you have now grown familiar with the steps of the ritual. Thus, as before, I would have you concentrate on shifting your etheric balance, imagining the energy within you howling through your veins, an incessant gale of screeching wrath. Garuda's essence would be only too eager to harness those raging currents and shape them into a worldly avatar. Once Garuda Eggy has appeared, it falls to you to tame its fury. Alright, should be no problem. Garuda Eggy. Move away from me, Mitra, so I don't get her hit by everything. Oh, bloom. Come on. Nope. Oh, more bloom. Oh, that's bullshit. I was out of that. Thanks for the stone skin that we can't cast anymore, Ymitra. More Iggy Bloom. Oh, and the sisters. Targeted the tactic Garuda after I finished killing Smyrna. This is not my first playthrough. This is like, I've done so many playthroughs of 14. Well, like ARR, I've done multiple playthroughs, but I haven't done as many playthroughs of Heavensward, Stormblood, and I've only done 2 playthroughs, or 3 playthroughs of Shadowbringers, and 2 playthroughs of Endwalker. Yeah, no, I've done quite a few playthroughs, but I'm most familiar with ARR, so everything else after that I start to be like, oh. I don't know things as well, but that's okay. Masterfully done, Kit. Garuda Eggy's power is now yours to wield. Your aptitude for the art of summoning has exceeded my highest expectations. I honestly could not have found a more valuable partner for my research. Let us return to Apkalu Falls. I am sure you must be exhausted after this ordeal. I'm fine, actually. Okay, so let's go back to Gridania. Teleport. Yeah, I played this game a lot. I love alts. I love to play on alts. This is the first time I've done a stream of my playthroughs, so this has been interesting for me. This is my first time streaming in general, having done these playthroughs, so I just thought it would be fun, so I decided to do it. Yeah. Well, anyways, I gotta do the level 45 and level 50 summoner quests because I literally just killed Garuda on my last stream, and it won't let you proceed with the summoner quests until you kill Garuda. With the addition of Garuda Eggy, you now command 3 powerful avatars. As you have no doubt realized, however, each of these entities has a particular role in which it excels. For Garuda Eggy, that role is unleashing magic to strike down distant foes. I must admit to feeling equal parts joyous and apprehensive at how faithfully the summoned being displays the original primal's volatile disposition. Experiment with your Eggy allies and the most effective use of their individual abilities will soon become clear. With such mastery of the art at your disposal, I shall almost pity Tristan when the next he chooses to confront you. Before that time comes, however, I will endeavor to pierce the mystery of his motivations. May your discoveries bring you new confidence, Kit. Alright, so now we can summon Garuda. Doesn't really change anything about my kit currently, because it simply replaces this summoning 3 with summon Garuda. So now I have all 3 of them. But now we can do the level 50 quest, and then I can get the body piece, which we're immediately going to discard because we're going to open this coffer. Kit, there has been a terrible incident. My poor colleagues at St. Coinach's Find, murdered. The reports are confused, but they all mention the same black-robed attacker. You know as well as I do that Tristan is behind this massacre. He has indeed grown bold, or desperate, to commit such a brazen act. We should set off to Mordona at once and speak with any survivors. It may be that we can glean some idea of what that cold-hearted monster was after, or where he may strike next. We must stop him, Kit. Yes. We must stop him. So off to Mordona. Which I already have, despite in the story not having gone there. I did this the scholar quests already, so I've been to places. Alright. Let's go see what's what, and then we're probably gonna fight Tristan. Well, I already know we're gonna fight Tristan, but yeah. Oh, I miss flying. Look at those people flying around like no cares in the world. Getting there slowly. Alright. So, I'm not talking to Rambros this time. Oh, here's a surviving researcher. Yes, I'm absolutely certain. It was the same dark summoner whom Ymitra described to us. We were celebrating a recent find, the soul crystal of an Allegan summoner, when a man in black robes suddenly appeared and demanded we surrender the gem. Naturally, we refused to this arrogant imposition, but he simply sneered at our refusal. The next moment the world exploded into flame. Through a haze of agony, I saw him snatch up the soul crystal from a smoldering body and stride off towards the singing shards. That bastard slaughtered my friends. There was no warning, no negotiation. If the gods grant you the chance to exact vengeance, then I pray you show him the same mercy he afforded us. Oh, don't worry. Another soul crystal. Yes, it makes sense that he would shift his attention to a more easily obtainable gem. After all your progress, you would now make for a most formidable opponent. I must apologize for not sharing my theory earlier. I suspected that Tristan might desire the soul crystal you carry, but did not wish to draw any premature conclusions without sufficient evidence. I am at a loss, however, to explain why he seeks to collect more of these Allegan relics. We shall have to ask the villain himself after we corner him in the Singing Shards. Let us be on our way. Okay. Off we go to the Singing Shards. It's just up here where this fate is happening. It shouldn't be a problem. Go up through this way. Great happening here. As I'm getting turned around. Okay, so some of this stuff might aggro me, but only if I get close enough to it, or I get right directly in its line of sight. Okay. So there's this guy. Where's my quest? Around here somewhere? Maybe he's covering it up. Do I have to do this fate to be able to do this? Let's see. Yeah, I don't see my quest marker anywhere. Oh, here we go. Okay, I just needed to get off my motorcycle. I should have actually looked at the chat bar because that's what it said. Ooh, Asian. I have brought you the soul crystals as promised. Yes, these appear to be authentic Allegan relics. Artifacts. Very well, I shall honor our bargain. From within these gems I will draw forth the memory of the ancient summoners, and the slumbering essence of an elder primal. All the attendant knowledge and power shall be yours. Oh gods, the pain. You think that makes you a match for me? Ah, the bumbling summoner and her incompetent lackey make an appearance at last. You think to capture me? Fools! I have orchestrated your every move. You have grown much in the art, it is true, but through the wisdom of the Paragons I now command the power of an elder primal. You made a deal with the Paragons, and you call us fools? The Asians will never relinquish their hold on you. Small price to pay. If you could but feel the strength that fills my entire being, it is indescribable. I will use this power to annihilate the beast tribes and put an end to their insufferable rituals once and for all. The primals will rise up no more. Hear me, demon king of devouring flame. Feed my ever-burning anguish and be reborn. The culmination of my sacred duty is at hand. But first, there is one more soul crystal that must be mine. I will tolerate its wasted potential no longer. Says you, wasted. I'm just about to defeat your ass. Okay. Can't remember if you're supposed to focus the summoner first or the Eggy. I think I'll focus the Eggy first. the might of Belias. I'll rely on Ymitra for the healing. There we go. Stone for the win! Not that it lasts long, this guy hits pretty hard. Not the worst. Ruby Ruin. So this guy actually takes Kristen, I think, to heal himself. So I wonder if maybe I should be focusing on him and just dodge this guy. I can never remember with the fights, like, which one you're supposed to focus on. Wish I had an interrupt. Thank you, Ymitra. I appreciate that heal. Ah, the tendrils of darkness, I feel them. Aha, he devoured the primal life force. Okay, so I was supposed to be attacking him. Okay, I should probably stay away from Ymitra again. She doesn't get hit by this. Rotten meat. Man, I have so little in my kit. This is kind of boring. Okay. Yeah, that's the end. Yeah, I never should have attacked for that primal in the first place. Should have just focused on him. By all the memories of summoners past, I should have been unstoppable. I will sear the disease of beastmen from the face of the land. Deprived of worshippers, the primals that tempered my weak-willed sibling will wither into oblivion. Ah, so I see my order's records were accurate. Though it was buried deep in the archives, I recently uncovered a report that described how you slew your own brother. He was corrupted during your ill-fated encounter with Ifrit, was he not? I imagine your superiors in the Immortal Flames thought that it a mercy to conceal that inglorious detail. Once the soft-headed fool had been tempered, there was no saving him, and thus I took it upon myself to expunge the stain of embarrassment. But my work is left undone. The primal, no, all primals must suffer for that insult. After I killed my brother, I found myself liberated, my vision clear. No deed was too vile if promised to add the power I required. How can you not see? I am Sword of Vengeance, and I shall wrest that soul crystal from your blasted corpse. Or you could just die. Yep. Exploded. etc.? I wonder which struck the first blow to his sanity, the despair at his brother's tempering, or the guilt from slaying his own kin. It is ironic to think that, discounting the means, our purposes were fundamentally one and the same. A summoner employs the savagery of the primals to conquer the primals themselves. Had Tristan appeared with us as an ally, we might have found ourselves aiding his cause. Alas, he chose to walk the path of bloodshed. Each vicious act must have pushed the man deeper into madness until eventually the lust for power and vengeance was all that drove him. The might of the primals carries with it a burden of responsibility and a measure of danger. I hope to never see you corrupted by the potent energies you wield, kid. It is time we return to Apkallu Falls. The Dark Summoner is no more. Alright. Back to Gridania. And back to Apkallu Falls. And some scales. Sprint there. So we're just about done with the summoner quest for ARR. We'll have more quests once we get to Heavensward, but that won't be for quite a while. Because we are not even yet at the end of the original ARR, much less the patches. The patches will take a while. Oh, how I would love to declare our troubles at an end, but I fear the Ascian with whom Tristan made his bargain is yet afoot. The so-called paragons prey upon men and women who are at their weakest, speaking honeyed words to lead them down the road to destruction. In this manner, they seek to plunge the realm of Eorzea into chaos. It is reassuring to know that heroes like you exist to foil their never-ending schemes and foul plots. An outright war against the Ascians looms closer day by day. Thus I would have you armor yourself with this last piece of the evoker's attire. I'm gonna use the stuff in the chest. Because that will be better. It was discovered at the same dig site whence Tristan seized the soul crystal, and the Saint Coinage's find researchers, grateful for your actions in bringing the murderous summoner to justice, insisted that you complete your set. One can never be over-prepared when heading into battle against a paragon. Wear it proudly, kid. Speaking of preparations, were you aware of the deeper layer of power hidden within your avatars? A technique exists that allows you to tap into the full potential of your Eggy. You must have seen Tristan employing this ability. During the final battle with the Dark Summoner, you would have heard a whisper emanating from the soul crystal. Steel your mind now, kits, and you will hear the voices of ancient summoners instructing you in their greatest achievement. The true power of the Eggy will be yours. So what she's giving me is Enkindle. So this enhances the signature attack of summons, upgrading Ifrit Eggy's Burning Strike to Inferno, Titan Eggy's Rockbuster to Earth and Fury, and Garuda Eggy's Aerial Slash to Aerial Blast. So basically it just makes, when they come out and do their move, makes it more potent. And this concludes the Summoner quests for Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. Now all that's left is to get to Heavensward. But first, let's open up this chest. And put on this gear. Oh, it's beautiful. Let's go ahead and glam over that. Oh. Perfect. So now we have pretty decent gear for just a baby level 50. There's much better gear that you can get at level 50, but we won't be able to get it for a while. was I in the main story? Oh, I need to return to the Waking Sands and talk to Alphino. Okay, so let's go ahead and use one of these Vesper Bay Aetheryte tickets. And we'll go talk to Elfie. Oh, and that's right, this guy has the going for gold quest. Might as well grab it. We're gonna have to do Orem Vale eventually for the Grand Company, so and we'll have to do that with randos. We won't be able to use duty support. So here we are back at the Waking Sands. Look at this vase, it's still tipped over. This place is a mess. Tell me, Kit, does aught here strike you as odd? I see signs of recent habitation. Could it be that we have trespassers? Mayhap it is just my imagination. Come, let us proceed into the cellar. And none of this stuff is as good as what I've got, so I'm going to take the gold pieces. I could be taking some of this stuff for a retainer, but I'm not going to worry about that. Wait. Ah, Zeta. Who goes there? Now, Ida, is that any way to greet a friend? Alphino, Kit! Sid! Wait, is this a dream? Not that I'm aware of. It's been a while, Ida. Aw. I don't believe it. I was sure you'd been... This place has seen better days. You know, I wasn't exactly here when, I was still in talks at the Adder's Nest. The first I knew about it was when I came back, and I saw... Ida. The church had taken care of the bodies, but that still left the stains. It was hard to know where to start. If Stola hadn't been here to help me... Y'shtola is here too. Yep, but she's not here right now. She's gone to Ul'dah to meet a man who might know what happened to the others. Palpalimo and Minfilia weren't among the dead, according to the church. Y'shtola thinks they were taken somewhere. And what about Uriante? Don't mention him. Upon the orders of the Black Wolf, no doubt. Why would he want them? Because they possess something he desires, knowledge of another power that can be brought to bear against the primals, one that Gaius has yet to harness. The Echo. Gaius will be aware of its existence, as well as the immunity it grants gifted to the primal's influence. Powerful though his elegant weapon may be, he would doubtless desire such protection. He means to use Minfilia to gain an understanding of the Echo, none of which explains how the Empire came to know the location of the Waking Sands in the first place. Ho ho ho. No matter. The Empire has shown its hand, and now we must act. It is up to us to rebuild the Scions and save Eorzea. Can I count on you, Ida? What? Oh, yes, of course. Whatever you need. We can discuss our next move upon Y'shtola's return. For now, I say we rest. Yes, rest. I love how Sid just kind of sleeps standing up. Oh my god, you can totally see my panties.
Feel. Think.
shot there. This game is not kind to those who wear skirts.
Bringer of light, brave gatherer of the crystals, thy soul burneth bright. I am Hydaelyn, all made one. Hearken unto me now, for the darkness doth begin to spread. Wear thee the bearer of the crimson brand, for he is the avatar of shadow, whom death attendeth always. The crystals shall be thy salvation, thy blade and shield both. Steel thyself, for at the appointed hour thou shalt stare into the heart of darkness. Go with caution, my child, but fear not, for I am ever with thee.
It's interesting knowing what I now know about Hydaelyn and looking back on these cutscenes. Y'shtola! Kit, I see you and Alphino are safe. And Sid! That we five should meet each other thus defies simple explanation. It is as if the benevolent hand of Master Lee Swa guides us still. He would not see us undone so easily, not now when the need is so great. I know where Minfilia and the others are being held. Where? At the Imperial stronghold in the heart of Mordona, Castrum Sentry. Because I'm like, okay. The rescue of our allies will be no small undertaking, Kit. Oh, you're gonna lurk? Okay. Sounds good. Even under normal circumstances, breaching the defenses of an Imperial castrum would be a highly dangerous proposition. But now that Castrum Sentry houses prisoners whom the Garleans deem valuable, we may be confident that they have taken additional measures to ensure the stronghold's security. If we are to free our friends, we will require an effective strategy, and if we are to formulate an effective strategy, we will require intelligence. I believe I know a man who may be able to assist us in this, Lord Portelaine of House Durandare. He is stationed at the observatory in Corthus. Let us go to see him and beseech his aid. Back to Corthus! No! Oh no! That's not that bad. Too bad we don't get to go visit Haurchefant. Oh, Haurchefant. But, in any case. I mean, we could go visit him. He's like literally right there, but he will not have anything relevant to say. Hello, Haurchefant. What do you have to say? Your service to House Forton will not be forgotten, my friend. If you ever have need of me, do not hesitate to ask. Aw, how nice. You helped us so much, my dude. You're a real pal. I don't think we have to climb the tower. Yeah, okay, that would be the tower there. So I'm pretty sure we don't have to climb the tower this time. Oh, the towers, the towers. I think there's another tower we have to climb. That's okay. Ah, Kit, the woman who unmasked the heretic in our midst. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? You are an associate of Y'shtola? But of course, Lord Dromont confided to me that you were a scion of the Seventh Dawn. Again, these are not as good as what I've got, and they're disciples of Warpine. Besides, so we'll just take the pieces. Castrum Sentry? What interest have you in the Imperials? They hold several of our number, whom we intend to free. Any information that you can provide would be greatly appreciated. I see. That might explain our scouts' reports. They observed 4 prisoners being led into the castrum. A Huron woman, an Elazin man, and 2 Lalafels, 1 male, 1 female. It's them! It has to be! Minfilia, Urianger, Palpalimo, and Tataru! If that scant morsel is of use to you, then you may also be interested to hear of a more recent incident. Incident? An Imperial airship made an emergency landing here in Korthus not long ago. 2 men believed to be prisoners, a Rogadin and a Lalafel, were seen fleeing the craft. What did you say? A Rogadin and a Lalafel, Master Garland. Neither wore Imperial dress, and both seemed disinclined to wait for rescue, hence our assumption that they were prisoners. Well, I'll be damned. It's Biggs and Wedge. Trust those 2 rascals to escape. We must find them, Kit, and soon. The Imperials will not rest until they are captured or killed, and if Biggs were given the choice, I fear he'd take the latter. Freeing those held in Castrum Sentry will require substantial planning and preparation. As such, it is an endeavor that will admit some slight delay. The matter of the escapees, by contrast, will not. Shortly after the prisoners vacated the airship, our scouts observed Imperial troops setting off in pursuit. It is likely only a matter of time before they catch them. If you wish to see your comrades again, you had best act now. If, as has been suggested, the Garleans took our fellow scions prisoner in hopes of understanding the Echo, it seems reasonable to assume that they will not be executed until such time as the study is complete. But Biggs and Wedge are not scions, nor do they know aught of the Echo. As Lord Porcelain said, this may prove our only chance to rescue them. I say we seize it. Nod, 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 nod. Thank you, everyone. You won't regret this. Yeah, no problem, Sid. They're our friends, too. Oh, it's the Power Rangers. The evil Power Rangers. And there's the Ultima weapon. Final preparations are almost complete, my lord. There stands the culmination of 5 long years of painstaking work, but all our efforts will be vindicated when the Emperor's vision becomes reality. At last we have the power to purge this land of its false gods. We shall give the ignorant children of Eorzea the security and stability they so desperately crave, and which their spineless leaders have so palpably failed to provide. As you say, my lord. Rest assured, our engineers will not rest until the weapon is fully armed and operational. Ritantan, you depart for Castrum Orsidens at midnight. You will command the western front in Vilbrand. The Eorzeans will attempt to interfere with our plans. You will see that they do not. My lord, if this be your will, I shall carry it out to the best of my ability. I live only to serve the Empire. Yet, forgive my impudence, but is it proper to give command of half our forces to a... I have given you nothing, Prefectus. You have earned it. That will be all. Dismissed. Yes, my lord. My quarters. 1 hour. Well, that shows you what she's good for. That's wonderful. The only female member of the Power Rangers. I think Final Fantasy XIV has gotten a lot better with its female characters over time, but at the very beginning there were some cases where it was just like, really? My purpose here is to reconnoiter Guardian activities along Albalethia's spine. Owing to this, I have the honor of being acquainted with Yashola. Now, the report of the Imperial airship's emergency landing came to us by way of Zamal Darkhold, situated to the west. Our men stationed at the entrance, a knight named Briselt, may be able to tell you more. So as to expedite your mission, I shall furnish you with a letter of introduction. I pray that you will soon be reunited with your comrades. May the Fury grant you strength. Alright. Let us go and be on our way. So we have to go to Zamal Darkhold. There's still a marker there because we have yet to run the dungeon for that quest. And we have to also run it for the Grand Company. So we'll go and turn that in as well. You stand before Zamal Darkhold, the subterranean fortress excavated by the great Ishtardian house of the same name. None but authorized personnel may enter. Here's your letter. A letter from Lord Portelaine. So you have come about the Imperial airship. According to our scouts, the vessel had scarce touched the ground when a pair of men, captives by all accounts, burst forth and bolted. Imperial soldiers have since been sighted in the area seeking to recapture them. What? The captives are like to be your friends, you say? Then let us pray that they are yet a step ahead of their pursuers. The emergency landing reportedly took place near the Aurum Vale, situated south and west of here. I suggest you take your search there. Seek out a knight named Pierre Mons. He should be able to assist you. Okay. But first... gotta go talk to someone up here about entering the Zamal Darkhold. Well, this is just the entrance. Okay, so we already did the quest to come here and talk to somebody. We actually just have to do Darkhold. Which we'll do, eventually. I figure we'll get to the end of ARR and then I'll start doing some of that stuff. Alright, mud puppies. Eh. It's more puppy, but that's okay. We'll just outrun him. Yeah, the stuff in these next zones is probably gonna be aggroing. So here's the quest we just picked up. Should we use any of these? Oh, actually, this is quite a nice necklace. Totally take that. And the Aurum Vale is now accessible. I'm not gonna run the Aurum Vale right now. I'll wait until after we run Zamal Darkhold and get the quest to do it for the Grand Company. The Imperial airship. Aye, I saw it approach to land with mine own 2 eyes. I hastened to the landing site, arriving just in time to see the vessel take off to the skies again, but not before it had deployed a detachment of troops. Gruff orders were being barked, and there was an air of consternation about them. Oh, somebody's asking if I'm going to Ormvale. Okay, so these are not going to be as good as what I got, so I'm just going to take the pieces. There were prisoners aboard the airship, it seems, and they seized the opportunity to flee when the vessel was forced to land. The Garleans who were deployed formed search parties and proceeded to scour the wilderness. In order to alert our forces, I returned to my post. To find evidence that someone had been here in my absence. Whoever they were, they tried the door to no avail and decided to go elsewhere. All in all, I marked 2 sets of footprints, one large and one small. If you search the area, mayhap you will be able to follow the prints to their owners. Okay. Alright, now we gotta just basically talk to footprints. And wait. Surveying, surveying, like, you basically have to talk to footprints multiple times to be like, alright, they point in this direction. It's kind of just time wasting. Kind of time wasting that you only get in an MMO. Alright. Oh look! Over there! Could that be more footprints? I'm surprised that wolf didn't aggro us. Oh man, I should have changed over to my cold gear. But I didn't, and now I'm not close to any sanctuaries, so... Look, more footprints! Kit must be freezing in this cold. Look at her glam, she's so cold. Okay, now we gotta search under the bridge. What are we gonna find under the bridge? A troll, maybe? Oh look, a quest marker. It's Wedge! Brr, so cold. I will want to go home. Hi. Ah! Please don't eat me! I'm not nearly as succulent as I look. It's all skin and bones underneath, I swear. Kit, it's you! Thank goodness you're here. It's been awful. The Garleans were snapping at our heels like a hungry pack of wolves. I was so hellbent on invading them, I almost ran headlong into a monster's gaping maw. Thrice! And then when I finally found cover, it hit me how cold and hungry I was. Biggs? He isn't here. He went off in a different direction to lure our pursuers away. It's me, Sid. Have you had any success? Track down Wedge. That's wonderful news. Now what of Biggs? I see. Well, it hardly surprises me that the big fellow went off as he did. For all the tongue lashings he gives Wedge, he's always taken care of him. I've scoured the area surrounding the Darkhold, but have nothing to show for it. At any rate, we know that for a fact that Biggs headed west. With both Ida and Yashtola helping out, I'm sure he'll turn up soon. Now then, I'll make my way over to your position while keeping an eye out for Biggs. If memory serves, there should be an Ishgardian fortification to your west. Monument Tower, I believe it's called. Let's meet there. Dare I hope? Was that Master Garland you spoke with? After 5 long years. Thank goodness he's alive. I'm feeling better now, Kit. Let's go to Monument Tower and wait for the chief to arrive. Okay, tuck Wedge into a sack or something, and off we go. Where's the best way to get to Monument Tower? Probably just follow the path, actually. Well, here we are. Well met and welcome, adventurer. What brings you to this frozen corner of the realm? Oh, it would seem your companion has caught a chill. Come and warm yourself by the fire. I will bring you a hot broth. How are we feeling now, then? Stay here as long as you need. Same goes for you, friend. 'Tis plain you have a hard journey ahead of you. You must find rest when you can. I'm fine now, thanks to you, but I can't bear to think that Biggs is all alone in the cold, with Garleans on his heels. He lured the enemy away for my sake, and now he's suffering for it. I hate to have to rely on you again, Kit, but do you think you could search for Biggs? I haven't the slightest notion where he might be at the moment, but maybe, just maybe, the people here have seen something? A Rogadin gentleman dressed in the same manner as your companion. I'm sorry, but he did not come by here. Let me think a moment. I would not raise your hopes unduly, but there is a cave situated a short distance to the south. We call it the Fury's Gaze, and it may be worth the while to investigate. I make this suggestion only because your friend seems like the selfless sort. Rather than drawing the enemy to this tower, mayhap he elected to pass us by. Alright, down we go to the south. Hey look, a cave. Bunch of plasmoids in here. And now what could possibly be found in this cave? It's clear that Biggs is not here. Well, my character obviously doesn't find that clear. Some revenants. Die, girl plasmoid. Oh well. I just realized I should have my chocobo out. So now we're getting into stuff that could actually give him XP. Or her XP. Should totally remember to do that later. Pull out my chocobo next time I'm fighting some mobs in the open world. So that was a dead end. We go back to Wedge and tell him, nope, no luck. Kit, were you able to learn anything? Not in this area? Well, it stands to reason, I suppose, seeing as he was trying to lure the Garleans away from me. But where in this vast sea of snow and ice could he be? We can't give up, Kit. We must find Biggs before he succumbs to the cold or is recaptured. There must be someone at this tower who can help us, even if it's only to tell us where else to look. Ask them for me. Ask anyone who'll listen. And hurry! Biggs' chances of survival grow slimmer by the minute. Okay, okay, okay. Don't worry, Wedge. Up the tower we go. No, further up the tower. There he is. Your friend is lost in the wilderness, you say? If he's not to be found around here in the vicinity of the Darkhold, it is possible he made for Whitebrim. To reach it, one must travel through the Danathan Pass, the southern end of which lies to the north and east of here. While I make no guarantees your search will bear fruit, it is better than worrying in idleness. I wish you luck. Oh, and one more thing. Do tread warily when climbing the stairs here. Not a moon ago, I near broke my neck when I slipped and took a tumble. The stairs, the stairs, the stairs. Look at me, I'm fine. Just fine. That's the fastest way to get down the stairs. Okay, let's go look. Oh, it's up here. Aha! Instance battle. Hello, Yashola. Our orders are to take you back, dead or alive. Which will it be, engineer? Why don't you come and find out, Tinhead? Ah, Kit, it is well that you are here. The situation is grave. Biggs is in a bad way. We need to do something right now. Ida has the right of it. He will perish if we delay. It's with me. He's not alone. Kill them all. Time to fight. I don't see any healers among them, so we'll just go ahead and pick off these little guys. Alright, okay. Now we want these fellas, because we want to make sure that we're looking after things. Now we can take care of these guys. Not that big deal, alright? Oh, more. That's that. So much for those guys. My thanks. Another moment and I would have... He has been too long in the cold. We must find shelter for him. Monument Tower, you say? Very well. Ida and I shall bear him there with all haste. Sid will be so happy to see Biggs and Wedge again. Aw, I love reunions. Back to Monument Tower. I cannot thank you enough, Kit, and the same goes for the rest of you. Thank you all so much. Oh, don't mention it. We are a family, are we not? Well, yes, it's just I didn't think I'd ever see him again. I owe the lot of you my life. And you saved Wedges too, Kit. I'm losing count of how many I owe you. Biggs, Wedge! Gods, it's good to see the two of you again. Chief, it's you! It's really you! In our hearts, we knew you were still alive, but to finally see you in the flesh. When Alphino told me of the raid on the Waking Sands, I feared the worst. What happened? The enemy struck with nary a warning. We didn't stand a chance. Wedge and I were in the workshop where they came. Before we knew what was happening, the Imperials had us at gunpoint. It must have been awful. There's one thing I don't understand, though. How did the Garleans get there so fast? I mean, the immortal flames should have seen them coming, right? I myself have asked the same question. That day when I returned to the carnage of the Waking Sands, I noted naught amiss in horizon, nothing at all to suggest the passing of an Imperial force. From this I conclude that the Garleans came neither by land nor by air. Nay, they were borne there by potent teleportation magics of the kind used by the Asians. Carry on. We were bound and blindfolded and bundled into the cargo bay of a waiting airship. I can't rightly say how long we were aboard, but when the time came for us to disembark, we found ourselves in the midst of an Imperial stronghold, Castrum's Sentry. Upon arrival, we were marched into the main complex. Biggs and I were thrown into a detainment cell together, while Minfilia and the others were taken elsewhere. That was the last we heard from them. Castrum's Sentry. What happened next? Well, we were held in isolation for what felt like years, but was probably moons, or only weeks. And then, without warning, the Imperials collected the pair of us and put us in another vessel, which we found out was bound for Garlemald, much to our dread. We knew that if we were taken back there, we weren't like to leave again. So risky though it was, we sabotaged the ship's altitude and control, and thereby forced an emergency landing. And in the midst of the ensuing chaos, we managed to slip our captors. The rest, as they say, is history. Ha, if I didn't know better, I'd call that a likely story. Sabotaging the altitude controls of an airborne vessel. That will have been Biggs's handiwork, likes as not. You were always resourceful in a tight spot, my friend. Kit, thank you for returning my dear assistance to me. It would seem I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. There are still many questions in my mind, but the answers can wait. Minfilia and the others still want for rescue. All right, you lot. Garland Ironworks is back in business. Let's go and give the Imperials what for. Hurrah! Thanks to you, Biggs and Wedge are with us again. Now we must find a way to rescue Minfilia and the others. Gods know we've kept them waiting too long already. Based on what we've learned, I believe it's safe to say they're being held at Castrum Sentry. So let us convene at Revenant's Toll in Mordona. 'Tis as good a place as any to prepare, and better than most. The road leading east, then south, will get you there. Oh yes, I've been there. When we arrive, let's seek the advice of the local adventurers. We're bound to learn a thing or two that will benefit our mission. Off to more donuts! Well met, friend. What brings you to Revenant's Toll? Did I hear you rightly? Your friends are being held captive at Castrum Sentry, and you want to rescue them? I don't mean to discourage you, but that might prove difficult. The stronghold has been on high alert of late, with armored patrols seen around the perimeter around the clock. Not even a fly could get within 100 yalms of the walls undetected. If the Garleans were alerted to our coming, we cannot know what they will do to Minfilia and the others. We must act with the greatest stealth. Aye, it has to be a good old-fashioned infiltration. But with security so tight, how are we going to smuggle ourselves in? Well, I have a mind to walk through the front door. Huh? The front door? And we'll disguise ourselves as Imperial troops and march right in. For this, we'll need a few sets of Imperial uniforms, a suit of Magitech armor, and impeccable timing. That's a bold strategy, but it might just work. Where we are, there's certainly no shortage of opportunities to borrow the equipment. Knowing those Imperial bastards, they won't even suspect that savage Eorzeans would think to use their technology. Then it's settled. If you're determined to go ahead with this, I'd recommend you speak with Glaumont. The fellow's got a personal grudge against the Empire and happens to know a deal about Castrum Sentry besides. I've no doubt that he'd want to be of aid. Ida and I will go to reconnoiter Garlean activity at the stronghold. It would not do if something were to befall our comrades before we had the chance to act. Come and join us when you're ready, Kit. Let's do this. Sometimes I wonder, Ida, are there ever times when you are not enthused? I'm nothing if not enthused, Y'shtola, and you're beginning to remind me of Palpalimo. Alright, so we got all our buddies here now. Go talk to Glaumont. Looking for Glaumont, are you? Well, you found him, whoever you are. You're looking to get inside Castrum Sentry and you need my help? Something tells me we're gonna get along just fine. So you have friends at Castrum Sentry what want for rescue. That Slaffborn knows me too well. Aye, you can count on my help. I've got a score to settle with the Imperials, and I never pass an opportunity to get back at the Horsons. But enough about me, let's talk strategy. Rescuing folk from captivity is right delicate business. A slight oversight, just one little blunder, and it's all over. You can't leave any room for uncertainty. For starters, you need to confirm beyond a shadow of a doubt that your friends are where you think they are. You don't want to risk your neck only to discover they've been moved elsewhere. But how can you find out, you ask? By following these instructions. If you approach Sentry from the east, you'll see a swamp pad to your left called the Tangle. Get in there, never mind the marbles, and navigate your way to the southwestern corner. You'll come out upon some drainage pipes coming down from the stronghold. Don't ask me how I know, but one of them leads back to the command tower. If you listen closely, it might be as you can eavesdrop on some of the happenings within. Once we know for certain your friends are there, we'll move to the next stage of the operation. Now get going and Godspeed. Okie dokie. So this time we're going to this part of Mordona. There's these annoying Nixes that aggro you and pull you in with their tongues. But luckily for me, they're a little bit too low to aggro me unless I get really, really close. Because they are 10 levels below mine. Now the Morbles, on the other hand, I think will aggro me, but that's okay. Oh, maybe not. They're 44 as well. Oh yeah, he aggroed. Nope, I want to go further. The swamp is a little bit of a maze, but it is what it is. I'm pretty sure that Morble's given up. Yeah, it's gone. Okay, so I said before we fought anything else I was going to summon my Chocobo, so come on out, Belle. Let's talk to the drainage pipe. And we got Chigoes. Okay. Okay. What of the captive? Does she still refuse to speak? She may as well be a deaf mute for all the information we've gotten out of her. The others aren't much better. The Alazin gets on my nerves most of all. Every time he opens his mouth, it's only to spout gibberish. I do wonder, why is the Tribunus so obsessed with this Minfilia woman? They say she possesses some mystical power, something we Garleans don't have. Mystical power? Like the kind the beastmen use? How am I supposed to bloody know? If you're so curious, why don't you ask the Tribunus yourself? Might as well try to tumble her, like I like my head where it is, thank you very much. Our break is over. Best we get back to our stations. Well, that confirms it. They are there. Let's speak with Alphino. I'll just teleport back to Revenant's Toll. Actually, I might as well set that as a favorite. Let's make this a favored destination. Because Mordona is a place that you will come to quite a bit. So it's good to make it a favored destination. It is good to see you again, Kit. I am given to understand that you have concluded some reconnaissance. Tell me, what were you able to learn? So Minfilia and the others are indeed at Castrum Sentry. Their presence thus confirmed, when we proceed with the mission. While you were afield, Sid took the liberty of devising a plan of action. Pray have the details from him. Good work, Kit. As Alphino has already told you, we plotted out a course for the rescue. The gist of it is unchanged. We disguise ourselves as Imperial soldiers and infiltrate the stronghold. Glamont is looking for ways to procure a suit of Magitech armor. In the meantime, I need your assistance for some preparation of my own. Minfilia and the others are counting on us, Kit. Let's not keep them waiting any longer than necessary. While Glamont goes about devising his plan, we need to see to some preparation of our own. Wouldn't do if the Imperials were to discover that they're short in armor. To prevent this from happening, I'm going to put together a makeshift communications jamming device. The explanation is like to get a bit technical, so bear with me. Imperial forces communicate at a distance via electromagnetic waves. Simply put, voices are born upon etheric lightning energy that permeates the air. Now, the hill-sized cluster of corrupted crystals to the west has been observed to amplify the self-same energy. By making use of this property, we should be able to drown out Imperial voices. To ensure that we have enough amplification, we must identify the most potent crystal among the cluster. For this, I need you to go there and use this device to take readings. I'll mark the likely places on your map. Oh, and just so you know, plasmoids are drawn to lightning energy. Don't be surprised if you run into a few. Thanks for the warning. Alright, out we go. prime location. There's a plasmoid. Oh, it's dead already. Okay. Oh, that one is up top. That's right. I'm gonna go up this way. You can tell which ones are not going to give you plasmoids because they're all nice and sparky. And they don't have that purple swirly around them. This one's going to give us plasmoids. Plasmoids. Okay. Back we go to Sid. You have the readings? Excellent. Here, let me see their numbers. Yes, 4 of these crystals should suit our purposes, though I pray that we wouldn't have need of their power. My thanks, Kit. Okay, next quest is with Llamas. Okay, so we did a practice part of Imperial Trooper. Clean the wax out of your ears now, because there's something I want you to do by way of preparation. The plan's to have you enter Castrum Sentry all decked out in Imperial duds, but a disguise is more than just the clothes you're wearing. You gotta act the part. At the very least, you need to know how to perform a convincing Imperial salute. First impressions are everything, as they say. I could teach you the salute myself, of course, but it's best you learn from the experts, so get yourself as near as you dare to Castrum Sentry and watch the Imperials doing what they do. Alright, let's go out there and watch an Imperial salute. Mud puppies again. And a bunch of Imperials. Hey look, some Imperials that are gonna get in my way. Nothing to report, sir. We have received an anonymous warning that insurgent forces are near. We must redouble our vigilance. I shall recommend that patrols be increased. Anonymous warning, huh? Back to Revenant's Toll. So did you manage to learn the Imperial Salute? No. Best you don't demonstrate. I'm liable to fly into a rage and crack skulls. I'll just take your word for it. Alright, so we learned the emote, Imperial Salute. You are called Kit Swan, yes? I have heard of your plight from my friend Glomont. As a fellow adventurer and son of Eorzea both, I would offer you my assistance. In order to infiltrate Castrum Sentry, you and your comrades must disguise themselves as Imperial soldiers. The question is how to go about acquiring the uniforms and helms. There are places where a man might purchase them, but individuals who deal in such wares are not the sort to whom you would entrust your secrets. It would be more prudent, I believe, to procure what you need via traditional means, from the bodies of their recently deceased owners. The fortified area before Castrum Sentry never lacks for Imperial patrols. It ought not to take long to obtain 3 sets of gear, 1 for each member of the infiltration team. Biggs, Wedge, and yourself. When you have what you need, please return here and allow me to inspect the spoils. Okay. So we gotta kill us some Imperial soldiers and get their helms and their uniforms. Let's go kill us some Imperials. Here they are. Apparently that counted for the helms. Counted for the uniforms. And that one also counted as helms. So what will this one count for? Uniforms or helms? Oh, I wish I could interrupt. He's gonna get paralyzed also. Yeah, I'm paralyzed. Sucks. Oh, I forgot to move my debuffs. Let's look at this HUD layout. Oh no, I have them down here. Why am I not seeing them down there? I don't see the paralyze. I guess it didn't do anything. Okay, whatever. Okay, so we got all the uniforms. Now we just gotta get helms. And we just need 1 more helm. And we're done. back up to Sark Malark. Were you able to obtain 3 sets of Imperial equipment? Damaged, as I suspected. In their present condition, I fear these uniforms and helms are like to draw suspicion. They must be repaired, if only superficially. Fortunately, the blacksmith Egnolf at the Diamond Forge in Rowena's House of Splendors should be able to hammer them into shape in no time. I've already sent word ahead and have been assured that he is expecting you. Worry not, we already have impressed upon him the need for utmost secrecy as to the nature of your mission. Okay. So you're the adventurer Sark Malark sent, are ya? I've been waiting for ya. Let's see what you got for me. I see. Ah yes, I reckon I can hammer these back into shape for ya. After all, I owe your friend Sark Malark a favor or two. Took good care of old Iglanov back in the days before I fell in with Rowena, he did. Did you know he's the son of one of the wealthiest families in the Sultanate? Wouldn't expect someone like that to end up with the life he did, but I suppose he always felt the adventurer's life calling him. But there I go blabbing on when there's work to be done. Just hold your birds for a moment or two, and the great Egenolf will have your gear looking good as new. And there we have it. Won't do you much good in battle, mind you, but from what I hear, that's not your priority anyhow. Do send Sark Malark my regards, will ye? Okay, back to Sark Malark. Have you had the uniforms and helms repaired? Yes, these will serve beautifully. The great Elginolf never fails to impress. The quality of these repairs would fool even Legatus. Thus equipped, you should not have any trouble blending in amongst Imperial forces. Lest you fear that the Garleans might detect your foreignness, foreigners, in fact, form the greater part of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea. You see, when the Empire subjugates new territory, it assimilates the people of that land into its armed forces. In turn, those conscripted forces are sent to subjugate faraway lands. In this way, Garlemald nips rebellion in the bud and expands its territory in one fell stroke. With that, my part in your mission is done. I am full glad to have been of assistance to your cause. Why would I, a wealthy merchant, wish to help you? I know not where you heard such a tale, but believe me when I say that I am but another humble adventurer, one who dares only to act in the best interests of the realm. Alright. Looks like we're at the limit for this stream, so I'm just going to take this next quest, and then we'll call it. Good work getting them Imperial duds. You'll be pleased to hear I ain't been idle myself. Took me long enough, but I finally hatched a plan to get us a suit of Magitech armor. Now, from what I've seen, Castrum Sentry deploys a Reaper for most of its patrols. Trouble is, the patrols themselves are irregular, meaning random routes and random deployments, and hardly any of them come anywhere near Revenant's Toll. So hoping to catch the Imperials out of their shells, I took the liberty of feeding him a bit of false intelligence. Told him insurgents had designs on their stronghold. Oh, that's the anonymous source. Tain't far from the truth now that I come to think of it. Any road, we should start seeing more patrols than we have up till now. What you need to do is approach one of those patrols dressed up in your shiny tin suit and alert him to the enemy's presence. Having done that, you'll want to lure him as near to Revenant's Toll as you can. Like as not, though, they'll be wary of venturing far from their own walls. If they do need a bit of extra encouragement, use this smoke signal here, filched fresh from an Imperial scout. They'll come running when they see that. And when the cavalry arrives, you hit them hard and make off with their reapers. Simple as that. If I ain't mistaken, there's a patrol sweeping the perimeter right now, so run along, eh? And don't forget to salute! Okay. So what we'll have to do is go and do that, but we're out of time for today, so I am going to call it for this stream. Thank you for those who tuned in. It was great. I really appreciate you looking in and keeping me company and watching what I have to do. Well, it's just MSQ, but I hope it might be interesting to some. Anyways, that's it for the stream. So I will throw on the post stream information and call it. Thank you again for watching. Talk to you next week.